What is, bro? I don't want to do Max Holloway, Calvin Kattar, man. I have no idea, man.
You have to.
I haven't done enough research on Calvin Kattar, but Max Holloway versus Calvin Kattar, scheduled for. I don't even know when that's scheduled for. When is it scheduled for?
I don't know either.
Yeah, great. I keep these topics.
No. It's gonna be happening actually this Saturday on the UFC Fight Night card.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
In Abu
I
Dhabi.
apologize. Max Holloway. It's always been one of my favorite fighters.
And the best of the blessed, right? So
hey, the best. It is what it is. So Max Holloway's always been one of my more favorable fighters. Like I really like him. I kind of fallen off watching Max Holloway or his news since he lost his first and second fight against Alexander Volkanovski. I think a lot of it has to do with me wanting Max Holloway to move on. I want him to go to 155. Like leave these 145 fighters like alone. Like he's facing Calvin Kattar, but for what purpose? So he faces Calvin Kattar, and if he wins, does he get another title shot? If Alexander Volkanovski,
the Volkanovski fight was a robbery. So
but he still lost 2 times. Like how are you gonna make a third fight between them? You're just gonna keep doing it. You've already established that those fights are very, very close. So number 3 is going to be just as close as well. So what happens if he loses another close decision? He's just going to go again and rematch again after that? Like there's
maybe 4 fights.
How many times are we going to do this fight? Anyways, I like Calvin Kattar. He's not really talked about too much. He's very, very dynamic in striking. Like he has a lot of power. He throws very, very nice and clean techniques and punches. Against Holloway as of recent has taken a lot of damage. Like he likes to throw volume, but he eats a lot of shots as well. So he outlasts his opponent and eventually finishes them or just wins by decision.
I think stat-wise, he actually has one of the highest strikes absorbed in the UFC.
That makes sense because he's also fighting for titles, which are 5-round fights. 5-round fights. So you're bound to be hit regardless of how good you are. Even Israel Adesanya gets hit. Even John Jones gets hit, right? Because they're in there for so long. Like it's hard to avoid every single shot. But in the case of Max Holloway, he hasn't really been knocked out yet. He's been TKO'd. But
against Conor, right?
No. Conor beat him by decision. Has he been TKO'd actually, Max Holloway? I don't think he has.
I'm not sure.
Maybe
we're gonna get flamed in the comments now for not doing our research.
It's alright. I could definitely just fix that right now. But so I see potential for this fight being a very back and forth fight. Just because Calvin Kattar is much more of an exciting fighter. He likes to go in there and bang. He's very gritty, but very, very technical.
It reminds me of Dan Hooker.
Dan Hooker?
Yeah.
What do you mean, Dan Hooker?
Him and Kattar.
Oh yeah,
the same style.
Yeah, they're size-wise they're completely different. One is really tall and one is a little shorter, but
style-wise.
Yeah. Actually, I looked. Max Holloway has only been finished via submission by Dustin Poirier, and that was back in 2012. Yeah.
That's a long time ago.
That's a long time ago. So he hasn't been knocked out. I don't like this fight for the mere reason I just want him to go to 155. Like let's start the new journey. Okay, he's 29 years old. He's turning 30 in December. Let's get him to 155. Let's throw him in that mix.
But who's gonna fight 155 though? Like he fought Poirier, right? He fought Poirier, and honestly, like I don't know. It's not for him, man. I think he should stay at 145. Personally,
listen.
Because all those guys in top 5.
Hold on, I said listen.
Listen, Noah.
One sec. Where's Noah?
Noah?
He fought Dustin Poirier on short notice. He had no opportunity to really go and like prepare for 155. It's not necessarily like I'm saying he's gonna go there and like pack on muscle, but he didn't have a whole fight camp understanding and knowing that I don't have to cut down to 145. He can be at a much different weight and have maybe even better training performance-wise, because he's able to keep on more and pack on more weight onto him. He's getting older. The older you get, the harder it is to be as lean and to lose weight. And I think Max, he may be of that body type where I don't know what's called, ectomorphic or whatever it is, where he's very, very lean and very, very skinny. However, age still does affect you. Whether or not you have a lean body or not, you still have difficulties losing weight and doing that stuff. We've already seen Max Holloway be pulled out of fights because of weight loss or because of cutting weight. I think it was once or twice. I'm not sure if they're two different situations, but I remember he was supposed to be a late replacement for Khabib. This guy, I don't want to see Max go to 155 on short notice. Like, he tried to do it twice, or he did try to do it with Khabib, and then he had to cut loose because he had too much weight on him, and he did it with Dustin Poirier. Like, I need him to go into 155 knowing that he's going to 155 more than 2 weeks. Okay, give him at least 3-4 months, or even more than that if possible, to go to 155. And he doesn't have to go there to 155 and face like somebody that's a top 5 right away. Like, I get it, he's Max Holloway, but maybe a top 6, top 7, something that would get him excited or get this thing going again. Because if he goes there and beats Calvin Kattar, like, Calvin Kattar is really, really good, but like, nobody really knows who Calvin Kattar is in terms of like the top of 145. The 145 division is like populated by guys like Korean Zombie, populated by Ortega, Zabit, Volkanovski, who else?
We're listing guys. Okay.
yeah. So there's a bunch of people there that have Yair Rodriguez. So Calvin Kattar is ranked 6 currently. Mm-hmm. So if Max Holloway beats 6, what does that really do for him? Max Holloway is currently ranked 1.
Well, we know who's going to get the next title shot. It's going to be Ortega and
Brian Ortega,
and Volkanovski. So I don't know.
Yeah. So what does that really do? So if you beat Calvin Kattar, what does that do? Does that earn you a title fight, or does that earn you a fight against a top 5? But if you're Max Holloway, you already kind of deserve a
man. But the way that I see it, man, is that like he goes to 155, man. Like these top 5 guys in like that division are very tough, right? How is he gonna go up there and make weight and then fight those guys? You know, like Tony Ferguson or like Conor or like Gaethje, you know, or Khabib, all those guys.
Because he's Max Holloway.
I get it, but he's against those guys and going up in weight, I don't know about that, man. That's a.
But when he's going up in weight, you're really assuming that like his body type is fit for 145. 145 or 155 for some guys is not that big of a change. You kind of have to put an asterisk on the Max Holloway versus Dustin Poirier fight. It was on short notice. Max Holloway wasn't preparing for Dustin Poirier. He didn't do any preparation. He just clearly came in there and fought him. Like, what do you expect to take a test? How do you expect to take a test 1 week to study?
I mean, if you ask me, that's not very hard. But
and most of the time when you're studying, you have to go and make sure that you're paying your bills. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, the equivalent of paying bills and like working is him having to cut weight or make weight and all that kind of stuff. So he didn't necessarily get the best opportunity. That's why I'm saying he needs to go in there, and he goes and he needs to go in there and he needs to face somebody like, let me give you some names. Paul Felder.
Sure. Paul Felder's
poor guy, man. Paul Felder. Every person that I'd say that should fight a top 10 UFC lightweight, it's always Paul Felder and Ali Alquinta and RDA.
Man. Paul Felder. Put respect on Paul Felder's name, man. This guy went there.
Give me an RDA. Give me a Charles Oliveira would be really.
Give me
really
Islam
fun.
Makhachev. Give me a Drew Dober.
Give me a Dan Hooker. Give me a Dan Hooker. Give me a Drew Dober, bro. There's so many options at 155. He just needs to go to the next stage. I don't know. Calvin Kattar is on a 2-win fight streak. He beat Jeremy Stevens and then IG, whatever. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. IGE.
Yeah,
But He beat them both, but he is.
Let's throw a curveball though. What happens if Max Holloway loses this fight against Kattar?
Yeah, see that's the other thing. It's like when if Max Holloway loses, he's on a 3-fight losing streak.
Good.
You're killing any momentum, any chance. And then if he goes to 155, it's like it's a different narrative. Now when he goes to 155, it's more about he's only going to 155 because he can't make it at 145 anymore. As opposed to, you know what? I'm doing it on my terms. I'm going to go to 155 and try to get that title and next journey.